Welcome to Horror High, where we get high on horror. I am Jose Verduzco, and today we get to see the results of the first round of the tournament that is taking place on this channel. So for those that missed the past 2 days of videos, we are currently doing the tournament to determine who is the best 2010s horror film. On day 1, we determined the contestants as suggested by you. Yesterday, we determined the actual matchups that are going to be taking place, as well as some movies that are going to be automatically advancing. But today, we get to see the results of your voting. And please make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at Horror High. I will leave a link down in the description box below, because that is where it all takes place. That is where the suggestions come in. That is where the submissions come in. That is where all the voting takes place. So that's where you want to be. So just a quick recap of yesterday's video. The 1 and 2 seed automatically advance to the next round. So that means that they get a first round bye because they were the movies that were the most submitted by you guys. Once again, the number 1 seed was It. The number 2 seed was The Conjuring. So those two films, according to you, are the best horror films of the past decade, and they automatically advance to the next round. As for the other 8 seeds, they are at risk of being eliminated today. So let's do a quick recap of the matchups, and then we're gonna get into the results of your voting. So we had the 3rd seed, Us, versus the 6th seed, Halloween. We also had the 4th seed, Get Out, versus the 5th seed, Insidious. The next matchup came between the 7th seed, Sinister, and the 10th seed, The Nun. And then finally, the final matchup was between the 8th seed, Ready or Not, and the 9th seed, Evil Dead. These are mostly strong competitors. You know, I say mostly because I don't agree with a couple maybe that are in here, but again, I don't make the decisions around here, you do. But it's going to be interesting to see how you guys voted. Are there going to be any upsets? Are there going to be any shocking numbers, any shocking data? That's what we're going to take a look at, and why don't we just jump right into it? Let's start at the bottom here between the 8th seed, Ready or Not, and the 9th seed, Evil Dead. With your votes, the movie that will be moving on is The Evil Dead. Evil Dead easily took care of Ready or Not with 93 votes to 45. And I agree with this one. Evil Dead is just massively the better movie. Well, Ready or Not is not a bad movie whatsoever, but I think we can all agree that that's more of a fun type of horror film rather than Evil Dead is truly, I would consider it a real type of horror film where, I mean, I don't want to shame Ready or Not, right? I'm not trying to shame any movies here, but Evil Dead, the gore, the violence, the blood, and the fact that it's a remake slash reboot with its own spin on the film, I just think that it makes a lot of sense, and the voters agree. The next matchup between 7th seed Sinister and the 10th seed The Nun. Who will win this matchup? You know, many could argue that maybe there's a contestant in here that might not belong in this tournament. I saw a lot of people saying that. But as you guys voted, the movie that will be moving on to the next round is Sinister. Sinister beat The Nun 95 votes to 49. I gotta say, I'm surprised that 49 people voted for The Nun. I talked about it yesterday. Listen, the film to me was not a good film, but I think that the actual character, the nun, Valak, I believe its name is a good horror character, right? It is a good, memorable, especially in The Conjuring 2, I think they did it really well. It wasn't as well executed in their actual film. But to me, Sinister is clearly the better film. It's definitely left a long-lasting impression on myself, and I believe it has done that with a lot of horror fans. So the fact that it beat out The Nun is not a surprise to me, but I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised The Nun got so many votes. Let's move on to the next matchup between the 4th seed and the 5th seed. The 4th seed being Get Out, the one directed by Jordan Peele, and the 5th seed being Insidious from 2010. And this one was actually the closest matchup out of all 4 matchups that we are discussing here today. Now, I gotta say that both of these could probably easily make it all the way to the final, but unfortunately, one of them does have to be eliminated. And the one that will be moving on to the next round is Get Out. Once again, this was a close one. This was a close vote. Get Out just squeaked by Insidious with 80 votes to 69. Nice. I gotta say, I was a little bit disappointed because I remember watching the votes go up and down, and it was just neck and neck for the longest time. At one point, Insidious was taking over, but then Get Out just made a late push at the end there, and they ended up getting the most votes. Now, I'm not too upset about it. I enjoy both of these films, but I would say I would probably pick Insidious in this one, so, you know, it's a little bit of an upset. Well, not even, because Get Out is the higher seed here, so it wouldn't even be considered an upset, but Get Out moves on according to you. And now finally, let's take a look at the top marquee matchup between the 3rd seed and the 6th seed. We have Us versus Halloween, and this one might be a little bit of a shocker because the 3rd seed, Us, is basically just a level down below both it and The Conjuring, who automatically advanced to the first round. But this one was not even close. The movie that will be moving on to the next round is Halloween, with 98 votes to 47. The 6th seed absolutely destroyed the 3rd seed. Absolutely insane. You see that type of stuff in football, but the fact that it's going on in this tournament is just absolutely crazy. So Halloween pulls off the upset in the first round, knocking out Us, a very strong contender, as it was one of the top submitted films. So for those keeping score at home, the remaining contestants are the 1 seed, It, the 2 seed, The Conjuring, the 4 seed, Get Out, the 6 seed, Halloween, the 7th seed, Sinister, and the 9th seed, Evil Dead. And as for the ones that will not be competing any longer in this tournament, they have been eliminated. The 3rd seed, Us, the 5th seed, Insidious, the 8th seed, Ready or Not, and the 10th seed, The Nun. As for tomorrow's matchups, we will have the 1 seed taking on the 9th seed. It will be facing off against the Evil Dead. The next matchup will be between the 2nd seed and the 7th seed. We have The Conjuring versus Sinister. That should be a good one. And the final matchup will be between the 4th seed and the 6th seed, Get Out, versus Halloween. Can Halloween do it again and take out another Jordan Peele film? Well, we're just going to have to find out tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know who you guys think deserves to move on to the next round. And if you agree with these votes, please make sure you guys are following the Instagram, subscribe to the channel for more daily horror videos, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Later.